Welcome back to the College Fanfare. It has been a hot minute, and I'm ready to go. All right, Matt. We're going to skip to the pajama party, and when we're done, shake it up a bit. We'll give our reactions to the playoff rankings.
Yeah, and a little quick update for you guys going forward. Because of my new job, we're going to be recording these on Sundays, so they'll be coming out a little earlier in the week.
Yay.
My lighting will be a lot better than this right now, but, you know.
All right.
We're jumping into pajama party because it kind of ties into the main thing that I would really the only thing that's been on my mind. Because, you know, Micah, I drove to Auburn. I drove 600 miles, you know, round trip, paid a boatload of money at a hotel, and bought shirts, I bought a hat. We got food from the local places down there, you know, did the traditions. I spent all that money and spent all that gas and spent all that time just to watch an offensive guru kick a field goal against the SEC's worst team, period. Like, Kentucky was bottom of the barrel. Like, there's not a worse team in the SEC right now than Kentucky. So Auburn is at least a few notches ahead of them, and it was like, well, okay, they'll at least be able to put up at least 20 points or something, you know?
Yeah.
They scored 3 points. I drove 600 miles to watch Auburn kick a field goal.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Very bad. So, and I mean, and it was my wife's first time there. It was my buddy Andy's first time there. It was his wife's first time there in a while. That was the experience. It was very depressing. And I mean, I'm telling you what, Micah, I've been to Jordan-Hare multiple times. I've been there during the Harsin era. I went there during the Gus Malzahn era. And I mean, it's nothing about the trip felt like all. Which mug is that? Let's cut the scrap.
Souvenir from Jordan-Hare.
Yeah. So I've been to Jordan-Hare multiple times, and every time I go, like, the reason why I was hyping it up to my wife and my best friend, you know, is because it's an incredible place.
Yes.
Yeah, even if you're not a fan of Auburn, you know, Jordan-Hare Stadium is like an elite college experience.
I mean, it lives up to the title, loveliest village on the plains.
Yes, that part remains unchanged. But, like, I'm telling you, Micah, just the energy before the game even started was non-existent. Like, people were there, and, you know, there are a couple of, like, tents for the tailgating people that you're used to seeing as an Auburn fan. They're regulars, they buy season tickets, they're there all the time. Nothing just looked the same, though. Like, everybody just kind of had this anxious, there's no way we lose this game, right? Like, a feeling you should never have if you are A, Auburn University, B, playing Kentucky, C, playing Kentucky at home, right?
D, playing Kentucky at home at night.
At night, yeah. But there was just no pulse. Everyone was just kind of like, okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. And then we get in there, the game kicks off, and I mean, Jordan-Hare is electric. The fans have this reputation of, even during the Harsin years, even at the tail end of the Gus Malzahn years, where Gus Malzahn, you know, it looked like he had kind of lost his fastball, right? Even when things are rough for Auburn fans sell out. They show up. They love the team. They will cheer for them to win every single time. The crowds are not, like, Lane Kiffin complains at Ole Miss about the crowd all the time. It's not a problem at Auburn. I've not heard a single coach say, I need the crowd to show up. It's just not a problem. Jordan-Hare is electric. Like, the band gets going. The band is like a storied, historic collegiate program. And it does a good job of getting people hype. The players come out, people lose their minds. I'm telling you, the crowd didn't look as full as usual, it was still packed. Like, don't get me wrong, but there was like a section in the corner that everyone kind of took a photo, and they're like, where's everybody at? And it just felt like everyone was sleepwalking through it. Like, Jordan did the same things, strike up the band, the videos, the hype man. The crowd just didn't feel like they were into it. It was like, okay, are we actually going to get to see points this time? Are we going to get to see a competent offense this time? And so, the team came out. Auburn goes 3-and-out to start. Kentucky goes 3-and-out to start. Auburn goes 3-and-out to start. Kentucky kicked the field goal. And then Auburn goes down the field. They kick the field goal. Tie game 3-3. The minute that Kentucky scored that touchdown to make it 10-3, I'm telling you, Micah, that place became a funeral home. It died. Jordan-Hare died because everybody could just feel it. If we haven't scored a touchdown in 2.5 quarters of football against the league's worst defense, we're not going to do it at all. And everyone could just feel it. As soon as Kentucky scored that touchdown, it was like, that's the game, which is pathetic. Because there's still a quarter and a half of football left to be played.
And it's one touchdown.
Defense, and it's one touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've got all this talent at wide receiver and at running back, and it's like, that should not be the game. It felt like, that feeling stadiums get when, like, you're up by 3 and there's 2 seconds left, and then the opposing team throws a deep shot to take the lead at the last second.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how the energy felt sucked out. It felt like something like that, but it's not. It's just 10-3 halfway through the third quarter. But it was over. Everybody knew it. It was over. And, I mean, I lost my voice that weekend because I was screaming trying to get the crowd back into it, trying to will them to make things. Because, Kentucky was having their way at one point. They were just calling up screens and outside routes. And I was like, this is pathetic. Like, the crowd is not helping the defense at all.
Yeah.
Only one touchdown. So, like, and eventually the crowd got back into it for the defense. As soon as the offense took the field, though, there was no interaction. Except for one word. Boo. And
was
so
it...
The game... Hang on. The game ends, and 2 things happen. You ready? Number 1,
yeah.
Cam Coleman immediately ran off into the locker room. Interpret that however you want. He's gone at the end of the year. Unless Auburn just rips open the money bags and gets a knockout of a head coach, that tells me all I need to know about Cam. And I honestly don't blame him. He wants to put up stats and he wants to go win games, or at least do one or the other. And right now at Auburn, he's doing neither.
Yeah.
So that was disheartening to see. He could stay. He could stay, and I hope he does. But just from the way it looked, I'm like, I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you if you want to get out of here, buddy.
Yeah.
The second thing, the Auburn fan base finally broke. I got to witness, it felt like I was witnessing history because, Dad will tell you, Mike, and he's been around Auburn longer than me. Auburn fan base just does not get toxic like other fan bases do. Like, we don't do, like, Florida fans, LSU fans, Alabama fans, Ohio State fans. Fan bases have a certain level of toxicity where they'll be chanting things like fire this guy or whatever during the game. They'll leave the stadium early if they're getting blown out. Auburn fans just don't do that. They have a history of seeing it through, and then they quietly pack up and leave if things don't go their way, and they voice their frustrations online and in boards and stuff like that. 5 minutes left in the fourth, Jordan-Hare was clearing out, and we're only down by a touchdown. But nobody could see Auburn scoring anything. So Jordan-Hare, that was a first. I've never seen Jordan-Hare start to get evacuated from one touchdown. And then as the game came to a close, I heard the stadium erupt in some new form of anger that I've never heard from the Auburn fan base before, which was fire Hugh, fire Hugh, fire Hugh, over and over again. And it echoed throughout the stadium. And I remember when things got ugly at the end of the Malzahn era. I remember when things got ugly at the end of the Brian Harsin era. And the Brian Harsin era, fans, Harsin arguably one of the worst coaches we've hired. Hugh Freeze hasn't really done much to better himself from that, but fans at least say something nice about Hugh, right? We don't have anything nice to say about Harsin. It never got this ugly.
Yeah.
It never got this ugly with Harsin and Malzahn. Like, this was a brand new low. And, I mean, I can't blame Auburn fans. Like, they have sold out the stadium through 5 consecutive losing seasons. With all this talent in the building, with a championship caliber defense every single year. Like, Auburn is one of 4 schools to hold opponents under 24 points. The other 3 are undefeated and in the top 10. Auburn's the only one that's got a losing record. And last Saturday against Kentucky, the straw finally broke the camel's back, and Auburn fans had enough. And John Cohen finally made the move.
Yep.
And so now Hugh Freeze is fired. Welcome to the college fanfare. That's what we're talking about today, because he's fired.
Congratulations. It's 3 weeks. I mean, it's not too late. Better late than never, but it is 3 weeks past due of when he should have been fired.
Okay, where do you interview me? Where do you want to start first with all this? There's a lot to unpack with this.
Okay, basically,
your show. I'm going to let you decide.
So how many games does Auburn have left in the season?
Well, 3. So we've got Vanderbilt, we have Mercer, and then we have Alabama at home.
Okay. So you have 3 games. Is that enough time to really evaluate DJ Durkin?
No.
Yep. That's why.
So from a media standpoint, no, it's not. From a DJ Durkin standpoint, DJ doesn't care how much time he gets. Like, I watched that press conference where they introduced him as the interim head coach, which, first of all, listening to his press conference, I'm like, just rip the tag off, bro. Like, he sounds, all these other candidates that Auburn fans want, like John Sumrall, he sounds like them. But we'll get more to that later. But
yeah,
is it enough time? No, it's not. It's time. Like, 3 games, one of them looks very winnable. The other 2 are an uphill battle. So, it's time for sure. But
okay, that's just sad. Mercer looks winnable. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, no. Credit Clark Lee for what he's done at Vandy. But, I mean, Vandy's even winnable, right? Like, you can't look at me and tell me, like, take Diego Pavia outside of Vanderbilt. Name me 2 more players. Exactly. You can't. Like, Vandy's winnable. It's just the offense has been so horrendous that you can't bet on Auburn at this point. But I know one thing for sure. DJ Durkin is going to be in his bag on defense for every single one of these games. How do I know that? Because every other game has been a masterclass of defensive performance, including his best one being Arkansas, when the defense finally said, screw you guys, we'll do it ourselves, and got 2 defensive touchdowns to win the game. But when beforehand, it looked like Arkansas was going to drop 21 on Auburn and leave, but then they shut him out. Like, every single game on the defensive side has been incredible. So, like, I know DJ is going to deliver against Vanderbilt. He's going to have Diego Pavia in hell all day in Nashville. I know he's going to deliver against Mercer. Which Mercer, by the way, is contending for their Division III Conference Championship. So, do with that what you will, Auburn fans.
Yeah.
And I know that he is going to put Ty Simpson in a jail cell when Alabama comes to Jordan-Hare. I know he is going to be up his butt and throwing everything, including the book, at him. it's just a question of the offense. Like, I don't question DJ Durkin's ability to lead Auburn. I don't question his ability to recruit. The players love him. Like, as soon as he was announced, Instagram, Facebook, it was just flooded with memes of, Coach Dirk and his, like, I don't know. I saw one where he was dressed with, like, diamond-studded teeth. Like, it's just hilarious. And all the players are saying, like, we're with him. Like,
Yeah.
we love him. We got, like, first of all, if you're a coaching search firm, that's significant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, walk me back to when Brent Key took over at Georgia Tech. What was the reaction from the locker room?
No, just regular old YouTube.
What do you do? Oh, you're pulling up. You're going to show me?
Yeah. Introduction.
I got this old thing and the bill from the store where I got it. Figured you could beat it with.
I want you to know
that. And over here. Screen. I want.
Is this the locker room reaction when he was announced?
Yep. You asked for it.
Okay, okay. Sure.
And then let's go ahead and add.
All of our audio only people, this is the video of when Brent Key was announced to Georgia Tech.
I mean, we don't even have, like.
We don't even have audio. Perfect. Okay, whatever.
Visual only people.
Visual only. Sweet. You gonna hit play or what? Any day now. What a wonderful picture.
Yeah, okay.
What a wonderful picture of a man that looks like a fat Dabo Sweeney.
Transitioning and. Sorry.
Maybe not fat, just a little thick. A thick Dabo Sweeney.
Okay. Here we go.
We conducted an exhaustive search. We looked all over this country, talked to a ton of people. And at the end of the day, there was a bunch of people that had an interest in being the head coach of your football team. I think we found the right person to lead you. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to your new head football coach.
Yeah. Okay. See, but that stuff like that is significant when you're doing a coaching search.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, the players, the support has been incredible. Like, it feels kind of like the same way when Coach Caddy took over for Harsin.
Mm-hmm.
And as history shows, and I hope Auburn's administration is paying attention to this, Coach Caddy didn't win a lot of games. He went 2-2, I believe. Lost Mississippi State, beat Texas A&M, upset Texas A&M. Why is it always Texas A&M? Whenever Auburn needs a marquee win, it's always Texas A&M. I don't know, but upsets Texas A&M, beats Candy Cane College, and then took Alabama to the wire.
Yeah.
And then Auburn told him to shove off, or they demoted him to offensive coordinator. In comes Hugh Freeze. Well, we see how that turned out. Now we're back in the same boat. DJ Durkin takes over. He's got head coaching experience, unlike Caddy. And the players have once again reacted positive to him. Has Auburn learned from their mistakes? Is there a better name out? I don't know. We'll get into that in a second. But it's significant, the support that he has received, including offensive players like Deuce Knight, Malcolm Simmons. Like, all these guys love him and are excited to play for him. 3 games, though, I know that here is the long-winded way to answer your question. 3 games is enough to see if DJ Durkin is head coach material for Auburn. It is not enough to see if Derek Nix is offensive coordinator material at Auburn. Because Hugh Freeze was calling the plays on first and second down or something like that. Derek Nix is now the sole play caller.
Wait. You mean Hugh Freeze was calling first and second, and then they would have the other, like that was planned?
Yeah, it was Hugh Freeze, Ken Austin, Derek Nix. They took turns calling plays. Horrible decision.
That's again, he should have been fired after year 2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, the writing was on the wall.
But, you know.
And
so
here we are. You're going to
really
lose your, like, the argument of if we fire him, we lose our roster. You're going to lose your roster anyways.
Yeah, well, that's something I said. Like, when fans were like, oh, I don't know if we should fire him or not. Like, I don't want the players to transfer. First of all, any player that knows business won't just transfer mid-season. Like, you've got plenty of time left to put up tape and improve your stock. Like, okay? Second of all, if they were going to transfer Miss Nancy or whatever your name is, they're going to do it anyway at the end of the season. So, you know. But anyways, it's done. It's over. Hugh Freeze has been fired. So, I think these next 3 games, DJ Durkin, I'm going to go ahead and say he'll lose to Vanderbilt because it's 1 week. That's not enough time. It won't be easy for Vanderbilt. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, he's going to have Diego Pavia in hell. But I do think for Mercer and I do think for the Iron Bowl, we're going to see 2 very different Auburn teams. And if he can at least win 2, like let's just say if he wins all 3, he's got the job.
Yeah.
Like I don't see if he goes 3-0, I don't see how you tell him, okay, thanks, bye. Like no, if he wins all 3, he's got the job. If he wins 2, you have to seriously consider him the same way you considered Lane Kiffin last year. Here's the thing, Micah. I saw someone tweet this, and I agree with it 1,000%. Someone said, if DJ Durkin was Georgia's defensive coordinator, Auburn fans would be begging for him to come coach at Auburn.
Yeah.
So, and he's already in the building. So great.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 games is enough time for DJ, but I don't know if it's enough time for the offense, and that's going to severely impact how they view DJ's potential, which they should. So.
All right. So if it's not DJ Durkin, is it still John Summerall?
The names so far from my inner circles, from people that are close to the program, DJ Durkin is going to get a fair shot. But the names that I keep hearing come up over and over again are, yes, John Summerall. His wife went to Auburn. And he's got the connection with being the head coach at Troy. He knows all the high schools in Alabama. He's very well respected. Defensive mastermind, so he's not the offensive guy like the past 2 head coaches have been. He's a defensive guy, but he's a gritty, hard-nosed kind of dude. Tough, you know? Something that Hugh Freeze tried to preach a different kind of tough. You know, it wasn't like the gritty kind of tough that you see in football.
Tough to endure all these losses. That's the kind of tough Hugh Freeze believed in.
So John Summerall he's a hot commodity right now in Auburn. Kenny Dillingham is the second name I keep hearing, which makes sense because he was the offensive coordinator at Auburn when Bo Nix had his best year, from a statistical standpoint. I mean, from an everything standpoint, and you know now he's at Arizona State. And you see what he's done with Arizona State of all places.
Yeah, Jeff Sims he's making Jeff Sims look good.
Yeah, which I wouldn't hate it if Dillingham came over. Again, he did great work at Auburn the 1 year he was the offensive coordinator. It's just, you we've now gone through 3 offensive-minded head coaches, and the offense has sucked. It's gone backwards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of ready, and there's a lot of Auburn fans that agree with me. I'm kind of ready to just change the guard entirely. Like either give the job to DJ Durkin or John Sumrall, someone with a defensive background,
Mm-hmm.
and just let the offensive play caller you hire call the offense and do nothing but offense and nothing else. No media days, no interviews, no nothing. Like he just works on the offense. Like that's what I'm kind of ready for.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if it was Kenny Dillingham, I wouldn't hate it at the end of the day. So I expect Jimbo Fisher to get a phone call. Yeah.
That feels like bad mojo.
It's Auburn, okay? There has to be one stupid name in the search. So I expect Jimbo to get a phone call. I don't think they'll actually seriously consider him. If they do, I will become an Ohio State fan quicker than you can say go Buckeyes.
I will stop speaking
I
to you
expect
if
Jimbo-
out of all of the teams you could pick, you'd go Ohio State.
Hey man, I want to win, okay? But
They're the Alabama
no,
of the North.
Good. No, again, I don't think they'll hire Jimbo. I expect him to get a phone call just because of his connections there. Which of course I do not want for multiple reasons. I've seen Elijah Drinkwitz's name pop up in multiple hot boards. So, and usually for those of you that are wondering how this works, if you see a name pop up over and over again in multiple different places,
Mm-hmm.
it's usually for a good reason. It means there's actually some smoke to this fire, that they're being seriously considered. Eli Drinkwitz is going to come up. He's got the Gus Malzahn connection. He's got a Hugh Freeze connection, funny enough. Again, he's done a lot of good work at Missouri. It's just offensive guy, ready for something different. And then, of course, Lane Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
Lane Kiffin he's going to have to pick another job, bro. Like, he's never going to stop getting harassed in the offseason until he leaves Ole Miss. Like,
Yeah.
So he's going to get a phone call. At least he'll get a phone call from Auburn, right? Because last year, Auburn wanted Lane Kiffin. They threw the bag at him. Lane Kiffin said yes, changed his mind, stayed at Ole Miss. They're going to try again. I just don't think they're going to try again as hard as they did last year. Because I think they've truly circled either Sumrall or Dillingham.
Or Durkin. I mean,
Durkin, and I'm telling you, that's the guy. Like, just kills me how short of a leash he's got with 3 games. Because, like,
yeah.
I really do just think, man.
This is why you fire Hugh
product.
Freeze after Georgia.
Yeah.
Like, you get 20 yards of offense in an entire half. You're gone.
The Georgia game was ref ball, but
20 yards of offense in a second half. 20 yards of offense in a second half. You fire him.
I would have fired him after the Missouri game.
I would have fired him after year 2.
Okay, well, same. But anyways, I mean, some fans, which they're not exactly wrong, they're like, I would have fired him after the New Mexico State game, and I'm like, well, okay, can't argue with that. But
yeah,
but like, I'm telling you, DJ Durkin, they need to consider him harder than they do right now. So, I don't know, dude. DJ Durkin, go hire Jake Spavital, the OC at Baylor. Tell him to come on over. I don't know.
Figure it out. Yeah. Because,
I
I mean, you're competing
now,
against so many teams for coaches that probably the safest thing to do is to just promote in-house.
Well,
but you don't have enough time to truly evaluate him that it's also even more of a gamble.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So to kind of touch on that, because we might as well, because there's a lot of openings, like you said. Next episode in the future, at some point, is going to have to be a fix your franchise type thing. But Auburn is a top 5 job. Now, where in the top 5, that depends on who you ask. Like, the general consensus is LSU is the best job available right now. And my counter argument to that is Auburn and LSU have accomplished just about the same stuff in the past 15 years.
Yeah.
It's just LSU has done it more recently, so there's going to be recency bias, and people are going to say that LSU is better than Auburn. But it's
LSU
like, when
and
you look at the
LSU and Auburn have similar heights. It's just that LSU does not have nearly the troughs that Auburn has. Like Auburn's lows are much lower than LSU's.
that is true, and LSU doesn't share a state with Alabama. But still, though, one thing that Auburn does not have, or doesn't have to put up with, that LSU does have to put up with, is a fan base that reaches the levels of toxicity that LSU fans do on Twitter. Okay, don't fight me; it's out there. You can all see it. B, the LSU coaching situation is so bungled right now because fire Brian Kelly, yes, and they did that, right? But then the Louisiana governor fires Scott Woodyard. Okay, not the president of the school, not the boosters of the school, the governor of your state fires a staff member of a college. Now, can they do that?
They shouldn't be able to.
They should be able to.
Yeah.
So, but they can, and they did. And that just screams multiple levels of instability. Now, what that tells me, Micah, well, first of all, what does that tell you? Like, LSU's in the middle of a coaching search, and all of a sudden, the athletic director gets thrown out.
That Baton Rouge is screwed. Ha ha ha. I had to justify why I picked that up all of a sudden. It tells me...
But anyways.
It tells me that... I mean, the guy who hired Brian Kelly was also the same guy who hired Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. And now both schools are still saddled with a massive buyout that they still have to, like, shill out. And so, yeah, I can see why it would be a good idea to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, because that's Scott Woodyard's MO. He swings for the big names. Like he doesn't call up and coming group of 5 coaches or coordinators.
Yeah. But you don't have to throw them hundreds of millions of dollars. No. I think like a good 25 or 30 million to start with. Of just like, hey, we'll give you 8 million a year. And you should be able to get some pretty good ones. Instead of massively overselling it.
God,
okay.
Peggy's losing her mind right now.
All right. Intermission. Okay, so the athletic director being kicked out by the governor that you think makes LSU less of a desirable job?
Well, it doesn't make it less desirable. It's just that's something Auburn doesn't have to put up with. Like nobody from the state of Alabama, which by all rights, Governor Kay Ivey is an Auburn grad. Like if there was ever a time for the governor to step in, it would have been now, but she's exercised patience and let the school do its job. But what I was going to tell you, Micah, is you were correct that Scott Woodyard probably got canned because 2 back-to-back sexy hires, quote unquote, with 2 ridiculously high buyouts, both of them busts, and he was about to do it again. He was about to do it again. And the names that were being floated when he fired Brian Kelly immediately, Marcus Freeman, Lane Kiffin. he nowhere on that list. I mean, John Sumrall was on it, but he was at like the bottom.
Yeah.
Like he was about to do it again, and so LSU said, "Nah, not sure." And then the LSU governor said, "Yeah, we're definitely not sure." And then he fired him.
Yeah.
So now LSU, who knows who's going to take that job, who they're going to hire. But here's the thing. What people don't realize is, it's just a quick nugget, and then we'll get back to Auburn. But what people don't realize is, I think what him getting fired means is somebody that the school has reached out to about the potential head coaching job said no. And when the administration asked why, he said, "I don't want to work for Scott Woodyard."
Ah.
And so when the governor found out, he stepped in and fired Scott Woodyard and did what the president of the school wouldn't, because he wants whoever this mysterious guy is. Now, who could have said that? Well, if this is the case, this is all speculation, people, but if that's the case, the only name that would fit that criteria is Lane Kiffin or Marcus Freeman. The original two choices.
Marcus Freeman's not leaving Notre Dame. I think, like,
money talks. I'm just saying.
Notre Dame could go blow for blow against LSU. At least enough to keep Marcus Freeman.
Notre Dame could also hire whatever coach they wanted.
Yeah, and they want to hire him.
Don't forget, coach who has openly said he will return to coaching for one program and one program only.
Urban Meyer.
So Notre Dame's already got a backup plan. Like if Marcus Freeman does take a bag at another school, okay, they're just going to go hire Urban Meyer and win a national title and then watch him retire in 5 years because of a heart attack. But anyways, but Auburn doesn't have that kind of instability within the athletics department for now. Like a lot could change. If this coaching searches get athletic directors fired all the time. So we'll see what happens to John Cohen next. But where were we? How did we even get on this?
I want to say one thing about the AD though,
yeah,
is it's kind of a good news for Penn State, Auburn, Florida, more likely than not Florida State. Who's the team? UCLA. Thank you for reminding me of that. Oklahoma State. All of these other schools. Is you have to find a new AD before you can find a coach. And so firing
LSU did just fine. LSU has promoted the interim AD to the full-time position.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've got that figured out now. What's his background with hiring coaches? Well, we don't know because this will be the first coach he's ever hired as the AD. But I think it'll be a much wider pool than what Scott Woodyard would have done. So
okay.
But all these people that say Auburn it waited too long because all these bigger names are, first of all, top 4 school. I would agree that LSU and Penn State are going to be more attractive because of recency bias of all their recent success. Like, yes, sure. So I'll go ahead and agree with you for argument's sake. LSU and Penn State's probably 1 and 2 right now. People like to put Florida. Some people like to put Oklahoma State ahead of Auburn. First of all, what has Oklahoma State done ever? Second of all, Florida's in the same boat as Auburn. But we have nicer facilities. And a bigger stadium.
Yeah.
So, and a more recent national title. So, and a more recent Heisman winner. So, I would argue Auburn and Florida are neck and neck. If not, Auburn is directly behind Florida. So, did Auburn wait too long? I really don't think so.
I do.
Why?
Because you didn't give DJ enough time.
Well, yes.
You're not going to have...
They did not give DJ enough time. No, you are correct. But from a coaching search standpoint, did they? I don't think so. I really don't. Because you got to think of it like this: every single coaching move, whether it's keeping a guy or firing a guy, promoting a guy, hiring a guy, every single coaching move is a gamble every single year. Like Steve Spurrier. Dude was winning 10 games a year at South Carolina and then just one year randomly fell off a cliff and won 6. And then had a losing season the next year and retired. Like, no one saw who could see that coming. There was no hints of anything slowing down. So, Tennessee Titans fire Mike Vrabel. And now he's leading the Patriots to their best record since Belichick retired. Like, every single coaching move is a gamble. It doesn't matter what it is. So, Penn State so far is the biggest loser of the coaching search. Like, if we're gonna rank people, Penn State's pour one out for them. They fired James Franklin, their second winningest coach, behind Joe Paterno in Penn State history, thinking that they could go throw a bag at Marcus Freeman. And Marcus Freeman said no immediately. So they pivot to Matt Rule, who is a Penn State alum. He played there. And Matt Rule said no. That's just sad. When you can't even get Matt Rule to say yes to your job. And Nebraska's not exactly doing great right now either. So then they're like, well, let's go throw I'm sorry, I forgot a name. Their second choice was Kurt Signetti.
Yeah, and then Indiana immediately doubled down.
Yeah. So I thought I heard my door open, but it looked closed on my screen. That was spooky. Yeah, Indiana immediately extended him. So Penn State's lost out on all 3 of their top contenders, and now they're looking at coordinators. Brian Hartline, which wouldn't be a bad hire, but we've already got a loser of the coaching search. Okay, it's Penn State. We've already got a loser. So the only way you lose a coaching search is if you hire an absolute bum.
Like Hugh Freeze.
You're not going to know that. Yeah, and you're not going to know that until you're a few years later. So, I don't know. We'll see. Auburn should definitely just go ahead and promote DJ Durkin full-time. Because, look at Georgia Tech. Who's the guy leading them? The interim. Sometimes the guy is already in the building. Or, as Daryl Dappridge put it, sometimes you've already... Actually, that's not how it goes. But sometimes you've already got ammo in your back pocket.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What else you got for me?
So, apparently, Virginia Tech is signing a deal with James Franklin.
I saw that. I heard it. I've got a guy who's like a Virginia Tech insider. He has been back and forth on confirming it, but everything he has said seems to indicate yes. So, which that's a shock.
Yeah.
I thought James Franklin would wait to go back to the Big Ten, but
well, he's coming to the South-ish, and it's objectively speaking, Auburn is a better job than Virginia Tech. So, do you think there's a chance if Auburn had pulled the gun earlier, Auburn could have gotten James Franklin?
No, not at all. I truly believe that James Franklin is done in the SEC. So even if Auburn was one of the first jobs to have become available, he's a North guy. He grew up in the Northeast area. He went to school at Pennsylvania College. That's why Penn State liked him so much. He's a North guy. Vanderbilt, he took the job at Vanderbilt just because Vanderbilt offered him. It was his first head coaching job, right? When you're a coordinator trying to move up in the ladder, you can have some say, depending on how successful you are, but you don't really get a whole lot, right?
Right.
Gus Malzahn wins a national title at Auburn, and his first job was Arkansas State, just because they offered, right?
Yep.
So that's why James Franklin went to Vandy. But as soon as he got out of the South, he was good, and he had chances. They're near the end of his era at Penn State. His name actually popped up. I actually know for a fact. Someone in James Franklin's camp did reach out to Auburn when Carson was let go, which of course that was just leverage to get more money out of Penn State. But or so the report goes. He's had chances to come back to the South. He's done in the SEC.
Okay.
So yeah,
I think it would have been a good
Virginia
match, but whatever.
I think he would have been a better match at Florida. Because at Auburn, not to slander James Franklin, but I don't think his personality would have matched with the Auburn family and all that. Like I think he would have been a better fit from a personality standpoint for Florida. But again, he's done in the SEC.
I mean, just to say, hiring coaches based on primarily whether they fit the Auburn family did not pan out very well last time. So,
well, yeah,
that's all.
It was like Brian. I was Harsin. It was like, go get a guy that's all about football. Rah. Mm-hmm. So we went out and got Brian Harsin, and it was a disaster. So,
yeah,
So fit. People like to say fit doesn't matter. It kind of does. It doesn't matter as bad as like the other things, but like it kind of does. So, yeah. Good question though. But no, Auburn. Yeah.
Okay. So
stayed Northeast no matter what. So.
All right. Well, I mean, apparently he's coming to Virginia, or Virginia Tech, which Blacksburg is closer to the South, I believe.
Well, Virginia Tech recruits the Northeast area. I mean, they recruit in the South, but there's a lot of schools in that area that previous coaches go to that James Franklin is already familiar with. Like, that's why people liked the hire when it started to pick up steam, which was, okay, he's won a bunch of games and he knows the areas that Virginia Tech likes to recruit. I think it'll work. So,
well, good luck to Auburn. I hope whoever you hire is somewhat competent at their job and not I'm an offensive guru. I call the plays except when I don't.
My gut tells me it's going to be John Sumrall.
Mm-hmm.
My heart wants it to be DJ Durkin.
Okay.
Actually, I'll give you a name no one has mentioned.
Okay.
And it baffles me more schools have not had him higher up on their list.
Who?
Alex Golish.
Yep.
AKA University of South Florida, AKA we walked into the swamp and pulled down Florida's pants. Like,
apparently not that hard unless you're Texas.
Yeah, but like Golish is everything people like about John Sumrall. Tough, gritty, doesn't settle for mediocrity, recruits really well in the South, blah, 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 success as a Power 5 coach. He's everything people like about John Sumrall, except for one key difference, which is he has experience calling plays in the SEC. He was Josh Heupel's coordinator at Tennessee. So, like, I don't know. That one thing alone, that he's already got experience calling games in this conference, like, that puts him above John Sumrall in my book. But it's not even Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Florida doesn't have him high up, and I'm like, dude, you lost to this guy.
Yeah.
Holy crap. What are we doing, Florida? You watched him up close and personal. He's not high on anybody's list, and I'm like, I don't understand this. Anyways, that's a wild card we're going to throw out there that I would like. But anyways, moving on.
All right. See
Hello.
here.
Okay, James Franklin allegedly reached out. Let me put that in there. So did Ryan Day and Dabo Swinney. That last Auburn coaching search actually had a lot of names thrown in. They all used it to get more money. Which, by the way, for anybody that says Auburn's not a top 5 job, not a top 5 job, why did James Franklin, Ryan Day, and Dabo Swinney allegedly reach out to Auburn to leverage their schools for more money? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Auburn could have paid it. Anyways, enough about my depressing football school that is now looking for a coach. How's your stupid playoff contender that just lost to David Doreen?
If you had told me a year ago, coming into November, we would be 8-1, I would have been absolutely ecstatic. I would have been like, holy crap, we're doing amazing. That's an incredible season. And it is.
Yeah.
But here I am, 8-1, and I am just devastated about that. And I'm like, wow, I could get used to this. I could get used to this level of expectations and like how like our losses mean so much more now. Just the weight of when this program loses is more than just
Alabama would be ready to fire Kalen DeBoer by now if it was the same situation, but over there. But yeah.
Yeah, so I think honestly the loss sucked because our offense won. Like they played incredible. Our defense just did not show up at all. Like we could not stop an NC State team down its best receiver and its best running back. They had their way with us like a Muppet and the Muppeteer's hand up the butthole. Just moving our mouth, making us do whatever they wanted as they absolutely gouged us for points and yards and explosive plays. It was like we had held every team in regulation under 24 points. Like we were there with Auburn. No one had scored as many like points on us until NC State comes along and makes it look easy. Just so easy to do. And I'm sitting there thinking, are we like in danger? Is this whole season about to collapse because NC State just showed everyone how to beat Georgia Tech's defense? And even if like we have this massive collapse and we finish 8-4 on the season, that would be bitter because we're so close. Like we just have to win our next two ACC games, Boston College and Pitt. And Boston College, if we lose to Boston College, I have no words. Like we have a bye week going into that game. So that's 2 weeks of preparation and they're the worst team in the ACC. So it would be incredible if we lost to Boston College. Plus,
yeah,
Georgia Tech is going to be angry. Pitt is a good team. That's worrying, but it's the last home game. So they have to come to Bobby Dodd, and that place is going to be absolutely electric. Because if we beat Pitt, we're pretty much a lock for the ACC championship game. Yep.
Yeah. And honestly,
if
when you look at who's recently been knocked out of the race, hang on, where is the ACC? Okay, you're probably going to go up against Virginia for the conference game, and I mean, Merry Christmas. I would love to play Virginia for a conference championship. That's my dog, everybody. The Pitt game is worrying.
Pitt game is worrying.
I agree with you. Like Georgia Tech's gonna be pissed off, and you know Pat Narduzzi is not exactly coaching for his job like David Doreen was. Which I could have told you that, dude. Dave Doreen, when his back is against the wall, he gets in his bag. Like NC State, if they wanted to win a national title every year, NC State should just have them on the hot seat for every game. I still think they'll beat Pitt, and I still think they'll definitely beat Boston College. I still think they'll beat Georgia.
Oh no, I was confident we were going to beat Georgia until NC State ran the ball at will on us, and now I'm like, okay, if the defense doesn't lock the F in, then we're not going to beat anyone. But Brent Key has done it before where he takes a unit, and he turns around. Georgia Tech, worst special teams unit in the country. 1 week later, they're playing competent football, and now 3 years in, we have one of the best special teams units in the ACC. And Blake Gideon, he has shown me enough that I'm comfortable like with him, but I'm not doubting him. Because again, this is his one bad game, right? We have struggled against the rush, but we have held every team to under 200 rushing yards. This is the first time a team has put up, like, I think over 300 by the end of the night. So this isn't a fire Gideon now type of performance. This is a, okay, Blake, this is where you prove yourself. This is where we find out how good of a coordinator you're going to end up being. Do you bounce back? Do you like get the defense dialed in, learn from the mistakes, and then finish the season strong? Or are we just going to collapse defensively? Because offensively, we're about to get even better. And that is the one thing about last week or last Saturday that has me like silver lining super excited. Do you remember at the beginning of the season, Matt, when you asked me who my Heisman favorite was?
Right.
Do you remember who I said?
It was Arch Manning.
It was Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah.
I would like
remember that, yeah.
to officially change my answer here on the College Fanfair. My new favorite player to win the Heisman is Haynes motherfucking King. Fernando Mendoza's stats, 9 games, 162 out of 224 for 72% completion rating. 2,344 total yards, 29 total touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Julian Sayin, 8 games, 176 out of 218 for an 80% completion rating. 2,218 total yards, 23 total touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Ty Simpson, 8 games, 177 out of 261, 67%. 2,263 total yards, 22 touchdowns, 1 interception. The King, 8 games, 158 out of 219 for 72% completion rating. 2,642 total yards, 23 total touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He leads all running backs and quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns. And last game, he had 511 yards and 4 touchdowns on a 71% passing rating. And there is not another player in this sport currently wearing a jersey that means more to their team than Haynes King. There is no reason why he should not be anyone's second favorite. He is far and above the best player right now. He deserves the Heisman and then some. And if there's anything to get excited about after that NC State loss, it is that like Haynes King's Heisman campaign just gained even more momentum. And at the end of the year, right, mind you, comparable stats to all of those other quarterbacks, and he sat out a game. And by the end of the year, he will be 1 game behind all of them, and he's still in the mix.
Unfortunately, while you are correct, he does not play for Alabama, so the Heisman is still going to go to Ty Simpson regardless of what happens, and I hate it.
I know. But
if he beats Georgia and wins the ACC, I think he vaults to the number 1 spot.
Mm-hmm. I will say this about Ty Simpson, though. There is one thing standing in his way from the Heisman.
Georgia.
No. DJ Durkin.
What?
Like, Alabama will win because Auburn's offense sucks, but DJ Durkin is going to, I mean, tell me, do you think Ty Simpson throws for over 200 yards against Auburn's defense?
No.
Okay, thank you. Your team has one chance to make me happy this year, and that's to just crush Ty Simpson's Heisman hopes. Right?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you DJ will deliver because he's delivered in every other freaking game.
Yeah.
So, yes, I agree. Haynes King should be getting more recognition. Fernando, like, I feel like the Heisman race should really be Haynes King, Fernando Mendoza, and then Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
But because of, school bias, it's Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, and then, Haynes King is somewhere on the list. But yeah, he's should be getting more recognition from both draft boards.
I mean,
and Heisman.
Booger named him his favorite. So did RG Robert Griffin III.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So it's picking up steam.
I can tell you as a draft analyst, though, or a former draft coverage writer, at the very least, the only thing that's going to hold him back in evaluation is the injury history.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so far he's been healthy all year, so
for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, but when you go into the draft, they look at your entire cycle. They don't just go off of the last year. Like, they look at what were you like in high school. Let's go through your college tape, everything that happened. And if you've been injured a few times throughout your career, like, it's going to come up, and they're going to take that into consideration because you can be healthy for a couple of seasons, but per the rules of gambling, if something's happened more than once, it's likely going to happen again. So, I think if it were me making a big board right now, I'd definitely have him as a day 2 prospect. It's just the question is how big are those ACL tears going to keep him out of the draft?
He never had
which they shouldn't.
He never had an ACL tear.
Whatever the injury was.
He broke his leg at Texas A&M, and then he had a shoulder injury last year. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of, yeah. So, anyways, all the Haynes King love right here on the College Fanfare.
Oh, you have no idea. Talk about having a man crush. Haynes King is the GOAT. Dude slept in the locker during training camp. How do you not love that man? Okay. Speaking of,
the college football playoff rankings have been released.
Yep, and I have them right here.
Hang on a second. All right. So let's take a look-see. The top 25 is here at the very tippy top. All right, you got it pulled up?
Mm-hmm.
Coming in the first 5, Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, and Georgia. Okay.
That's pretty much to be expected.
Yeah. Ole Miss, Brigham Young, Texas Tech, Oregon, and Notre Dame. Okay. That's the next 5. So top 10 right there. Cool. And if the playoff were to be called tomorrow, the next 2 teams up would be Texas, who everyone wrote off after Arch Manning's horrible start to the year. And Oklahoma.
This is fucking bullshit. I am sorry for suddenly losing my tongue there. I forgot we were on air. But like what I said stands. I say nothing but the truth. Why is Texas...
Utah, Virginia, Louisville, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, Miami, USC, and Iowa create the top 20. Michigan, Missouri, Washington, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee make the top 25. Okay. Well,
Pitt's exciting because that's a chance for Georgia Tech to improve their resume with the win. That's a ranked win. Boom.
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma. Texas.
Okay. Starting from the very top, I agree with Ohio State. Sure. Indiana. Sure. Texas A&M. Yeah. I mean.
Oh, 100%.
Is just not. They're just not getting talked about, and it's the funniest thing ever. Like, they're having the best season they've ever had, and everyone's like, "Ooh, Indiana! Look at what Kurt Signetti can do." And it's like, okay, but so no disagreements with the top 3. Alabama, sure. I mean, they looked bad against Florida State, but I mean, they haven't missed a beat since then.
Yeah.
LSU, don't get me wrong, that could definitely be a problem for them. But Georgia, I would actually, I know that they beat Ole Miss. I would put Ole Miss higher than Georgia. That's just me.
I mean, Brigham Young should be higher than both of them.
Correct.
Like, that is some SEC bias and wrong.
Yeah. Oregon, okay, like.
Oh, you skipped Texas Tech.
Oh. My apologies, everybody in Lubbock. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Texas Tech and Oregon's fair. Notre Dame is just determined to piss me off.
Yeah.
Like, put Virginia in that slot if we're gonna do anything. If you need SEC bias, put Oklahoma or Texas in that spot.
The only saving grace,
that spot.
like the only saving grace Notre Dame had was their worst loss was to Miami, or their best loss was to Miami, and that's looking less and less impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
I just
no. You're gonna put a 2-loss Notre Dame over a 2-loss Miami, even though the 2-loss Miami beat Notre Dame. Like, that's bull crap. I love you, Marcus Freeman. No. No. At the very least, put Notre Dame 12.
Put Notre Dame 12. Put Virginia at 10. Definitely. Like they've earned it. Or I would even put Louisville. Or I'd put Georgia Tech. Literally any of those schools.
A 1-loss ACC team.
Yeah.
Which there are several, yeah. And don't put.
I needed Miami to not drop a random game because this poll would have made a whole lot more sense if they could just keep their crap together. But,
yeah.
Yeah, I only really disagree with Notre Dame.
I mean, no, I disagree with Texas. Swap Texas with either Utah or Virginia. That's bad.
Swap both Notre Dame and Texas with both Virginia and Louisville. For crying out loud.
Yep.
Yeah. The rest of it, it's not really like who do I disagree with. It's more of a case of who do I think definitely moves up or down. Georgia Tech's definitely going to be, they're a riser candidate to me. So just take care. They're a riser candidate regardless of what happens in the Georgia game, right?
Yeah, you just got to win the ACC and you're in.
Yeah. Win the ACC, you beat Pitt, you beat Clemson when Clemson looked like Clemson, for whatever that's worth. And you won the ACC conference, so they'll definitely take down another ranked opponent there, right? So they're a riser regardless of what happens in the Georgia game. Michigan is 7-2. The way people are acting, you would think they had lost 5 games this year. Does Tennessee stay in the poll at the end of the year? They got a bye week.
Okay, and then besides Vanderbilt, who else do they play?
Missouri.
No. Tennessee's not going to stay in the polls.
Is that right? Hold on. I'm sorry. New Mexico State. They don't play Missouri this year. I'm just used to them doing that. They play New Mexico State. They're traveling to Florida, and then they play Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Vanderbilt game doesn't scare me as much as the Florida game does. Like I heard someone describe Tennessee like this. We'll go 1-11. Tennessee will go 11-1, and that one victory for Florida will be the one loss for Tennessee. Like that's just how Florida plays them every year.
Yep.
I mean, I think okay. Let's say they lose to Florida, but they beat New Mexico State and a ranked Vanderbilt. I think they could finish the year 25 at least.
Eh,
I don't know.
it depends on like what other teams do. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of like you have to count bowl games. Like if you want to go all the way to the end of the year polls, if Tennessee's still going to be ranked to finish the season, you have to count bowl games or consider that. So we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So far, Notre Dame and Texas being in the top 12, egregious.
Mm-hmm.
If Texas wins out, who's the rest? Who's left on the schedule? Georgia, Arkansas, and Texas A&M. If Texas beats 2 top 5 teams in 3 weeks, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I, along with the rest of the country, will apologize to Arch Manning.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tall task, but you know what? They've had a better season than people thought they would have after the way the first 3 games went. So, you know. But they're still too high for me right now. They have to earn it still. If they're gonna be like, they just beat a ranked Oklahoma. Yeah, they lost to an unranked Florida. Shut up. Virginia's a riser for me. Left on their schedule. Yeah, but Virginia's a big time riser.
Yep. Yep. There is a. I mean, okay, if Miami hadn't screwed up royally and lost to SMU,
Yeah.
then the ACC getting 4 teams in was a possibility.
Yeah.
Also, okay, Georgia Tech losing also sucked. It was basically Georgia Tech wins out, goes 12-0, but then loses to Virginia in the ACC championship game. So Virginia is in. Georgia Tech beat Georgia and went undefeated, so Georgia Tech is in. Because Miami has Carson Beck and his carryover SEC bias effect, and that they beat Notre Dame, an 11-1 Miami would have got in, and an 11-1 Louisville, because they have the head-to-head win over Miami, also would have gotten in. So there was that scenario, but Georgia Tech and Miami kind of screwed it up. Oh, well.
Yeah.
It required Georgia Tech to lose the ACC championship game, so I kind of like this better.
So I think the 4 conference champions, Ohio State over Indiana, yes. Ohio State, Alabama. I'm just going to keep picking Bama or Georgia until someone else does it. And Georgia has a Bama problem. So, so I think Ohio State, Alabama, and then you'll have your Big 12 champion, Texas Tech. I'm all in high on them all year. I'm still riding with them. Actually, it did just lose another quarterback to injury. Okay, Brigham Young, you're in. Alabama, Brigham Young, Ohio State, and then the ACC champion, Georgia Tech.
Thank you.
There's your top 4.
If our defense figures it out, yes.
Yes. And then I like just as title games, Texas A&M will make it in, Indiana will make it in. I like the idea of Oregon making it in. Texas Tech should also get an invitation. The one I'm getting stuck on is, does Ole Miss make it or not? So, because they got a solid resume. Beat a ranked LSU, beat a ranked Oklahoma. Their only loss is a single score to a top 10 Georgia. And they've got a chance to win out. Like, their next 3 opponents are the Citadel, Florida, Mississippi State. So, screw it. They get in. We'll do playoff predictions later. Instead, we're going to do something else.
Speaking of predictions.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a way better transition than,
I was going to say, like, these are all just projections. Speaking of projections, and then, go over, but Anyways,
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
schedule.
This was like supposed to be a legendary day in college football, and then Penn State had to go and be stupid. So, um, but anyways, so for picks this week, we've got a few top 20 matchups. We've also got a couple that are just really intriguing games. Micah, what are the standings right now?
You're winning. The last time we did picks was not week 7, though.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's been a while. It's been a whirlwind over the last 2 weeks. So
Okay. So in that case, who won, Texas Tech or Arizona State?
all right. I'm winning. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you
Actually, no,
are.
contest is over. Good game, everybody. Good night. No.
Shut up. I can
Well,
still bring
so
this
I'm-
back.
Yeah, I don't have very many this week. I've got a few. Like I said, a couple of top 20s, but then some that are just very intriguing. So, whenever you're ready.
Um, don't drop them. I gotta find a clean piece of paper, a clean page to write this on. Aha, got it. Okay, drop them.
Okay. Obviously, we're going to start off with our teams. Auburn travels to Nashville against Vanderbilt. So this is the start of the DJ Durkin audition, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I picked against Auburn once already this year, or I've done it twice. So, and of course, both times I was correct. This feels a little bit different because, like I said, it's unlike Missouri and Georgia and other places that have just completely stacked rosters. Vanderbilt
Mhm.
has Diego Pavia, and that's about it. And Durkin has no problem containing a quarterback and making them look like they're playing with, a wheelchair underneath them. So I'm gonna just go off the assumption that
Mhm.
DJ Durkin's offense is fired up, and because we got rid of Hugh Freeze and there's a change in play calling, we see something a little different from the offense this time.
Okay,
And it's actually enough to get Auburn a little bit of an edge. So I'm gonna take Auburn.
I'm gonna take Vandy just because I need to start making up some ground and catching up to you. So,
Okay.
Hail Mary,
You're gonna be wrong.
probably.
Okay. Georgia Tech versus Pitt.
Nope. Georgia Tech has a bye week.
Boston College. That's right.
Bye week.
Never mind then.
There is no Georgia Tech game. So who do you got next?
Never mind then. I forgot about that. But they are playing Pitt next. So
No, they're playing Boston College.
dang it. Okay. Anyways. Dang it, man.
Bye week at Boston College, Pitt, Georgia.
So we've got a group of 5 matchup. This game, once upon a time, it was more interesting a few weeks ago. It's Tulane versus Memphis. So John Sumrall versus Ryan Silverfield, the future Power 4 Coach Bowl. As much as I like John Sumrall and his play calling and his ability to get his players fired up for a game, the way Memphis handles business at home, like I watched him destroy Arkansas. Like, I think the home field advantage is going to be enough to give Memphis an edge here. So, as much as I like Sumrall, plus, anytime a coach is in the mix which they're both in the mix for head coaching jobs, right? So, I'll remove that argument then. Never mind. But yeah, the home field advantage I think will give Memphis an edge. So I'm going to take the Tigers here for my boy Benny.
Okay.
Also, so
same deal. Memphis does. They find ways to win.
Yeah.
So I'll go Tigers. Whatever they say out there in West Tennessee. Next.
Hey there, section boys. That's what they say. No, it's inside joke. Don't worry about it, people. We've got our only top 10 matchup of the week. Brigham Young University travels to Lubbock to take on Texas Tech. This one has playoff implications written all over it. The line right now, Texas Tech is favored by 10. And that's,
But Texas Tech just lost their starting quarterback again.
They did. Yeah.
So
again.
Yeah.
Again.
I'm taking the polygamists. Cougars. That's what they're That's their mascot. The Cougars. Lots of them. Like at least 4. All in the same house.
I'm going to take Brigham Young just because you called them polygamists, and now I want to also say I'm taking the polygamists, so that's funny. If you don't know what that is, you need to study. Just don't worry about it, people. Yeah. Give me Brigham Young. Yes. On a more serious note, Brigham Young, the only reason they haven't gotten more attention this year, I feel like, is because everyone's been watching Texas Tech, because Texas Tech, as you know, dumps $28 million in the name of making the playoff. And everyone is just fascinated to see, can you buy a championship? So, but if Texas Tech had not done that, Brigham Young would be getting a lot more respect. So,
yeah,
they're playing really good football. So yeah, we both like the Cougs there. That's fine. Indiana versus Penn State was supposed to be more intriguing, but it's not now, so we're not going to do that one.
Well, there's another Big Ten matchup between ranked teams.
We'll get to that one.
Okay.
We're going to do it now. Number 9 Oregon travels to number 20 Iowa.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Iowa, I just don't see Oregon losing that game. So losing to Indiana, sure, because Fernando Mendoza is like quarterback 1 in the NFL draft right now. There's just no way. There's just no way.
Yeah.
They lose to Iowa. So yeah, I'm taking the Ducks.
Ducks all day.
Ducks by 3 touchdowns.
All right, hurry up! I'm hungry. I haven't eaten supper yet.
Texas A&M travels to Missouri. This just has trap game written all over it, right? Like you're a ranked Missouri squad. You've only got 3 losses, or 2 losses, excuse me. You've only got 2 losses, but you're a solid team. They've got one of the SEC's best running backs in Ahmad Hardy. Texas A&M has been dominant. It's Texas A&M. Like, when do the Aggies go 8-4? Which Texas A&M, I know that this is a championship year for them. They have the opportunity to do the funniest thing. I mean, it would not even be who's on that schedule. Missouri, South Carolina, Sanford, Texas. It wouldn't even be infuriating. It would just be the funniest thing if they
lose to Missouri, South Carolina, and Texas, but beat Samford. They could still go to a bowl game and get the 4th loss. It's possible.
Like, it is. And that's what's so funny. Like, I'm excited for Texas A&M in the year that they're having Mike Elko's a good coach, but I sit here and look, so I'm like, God, please, if there's a chance, do it. It would just be hilarious, objectively hilarious. It would be sad for them. I think even A&M fans would be like, okay, it was a bit. I don't know. So this does smell like a trap game. But in the world of gambling, if something keeps hitting, it's probably going to hit again. So I'll take the Aggies again. Who have they already beaten? They've beaten a top 10 Notre Dame. They beat a top 20 LSU. LSU, from a talent standpoint, had a better roster than Missouri, right? I mean, they won in Death Valley. If you can go win in Death Valley, you can win anywhere. So it's not as big of a trap game as I thought. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll take the Aggies.
I will take the Tigers. A,
Okay.
I need to make up ground. B, never underestimate a team with nothing to lose.
No, Missouri still has everything to lose. Like, hang on a second.
They lost to Vanderbilt. They're now ranked number 22. Like they're
If they win out though, like imagine you beat a
Mhm.
number 3 Texas A&M, you beat a number 12 Oklahoma. That's objectively a better resume than Ole Miss.
yeah. But
So
right now, Missouri is way down the list in terms like
well,
they're
here's the
2-2 in conference play. They are way down the list. So
yes,
this is
they're 2 and
definitely
2.
a team where it's like after like losing to Vanderbilt, disappointing. Looking at Texas A&M, like you said, they could get right back in it with this game. They don't really have anything to lose though.
But they have everything to gain from winning. Because here's the
Mhm.
thing though. Never forget when LSU in 2000, what year was it? It was 2007, 2007, yeah, 2007 or something like that. LSU lost 2 games, but because the rest of the SEC West imploded at the last possible second that year,
Mhm.
they found themselves in the SEC title game and won and got to go to the BCS National Championship game. Like, stranger things have happened, and Missouri's got a good, like, they could do it. A lot would have to happen for them. Like, Ole Miss is going to have to drop a game. Georgia will have to drop a game. Bama will have to drop a game. Texas A&M, but all of this is possible.
Mhm.
So, you know,
All
they got
right.
everything to gain. I don't know.
Is that
I'm
it?
still taking the Aggies. That's it. That's all the picks.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the College Fanfare. This has been very fun. Matthew, where can they find you?
Twitter at the Barney Man. I'm also writing for My Feral Sports.
Twitter at NotMeetcha. I am starving. So, what's the good word?